So much so that there are reports that the front office is getting on planes and traveling all the way to Slovenia to sign him to a huge 5-year, $200 million deal. See, I would do this over Zoom. I'm not flying to Slovenia to give you $200 million. I'm doing this over Zoom. What do you think about these reports?
You know how Luka that deal when he got a Luka Doncic out here, got him a little street lore happening. You got Mark Cuban and Dirk and Jason Kidd, the latter two Hall of Famers, flying wherever you are to make sure your deal gets signed, and rightfully so. He and Kristaps Porzingis are going to resemble more of what people anticipated this year than they did last year, because Kristaps Porzingis, as I discussed this with Jason Kidd, he's going to actively use him the way he was used in New York. And I know you like that in particular because that's where he gained the name Unicorn, in particular by being a guy at 7'3" that can score 20, but also catch lobs and get you a couple of blocks.
I really think the challenge for Cuban after getting this done is, like Dame and like Giannis, you have these superstars and you really have to put the right team around them. And I'm not sure that KP is the perfect complementary piece for Luka Doncic, but with Jason Kidd as the head coach, this year will sort of be a sink or swim year for this duo. Do you expect them to really challenge some of the top teams in the West?
I do. And shout out to my brother, The Truth, Paul, who coined him Don Luka. They re-signed my guy Tim Hardaway Jr. He had a terrific season last year, but the West is extremely stout. And to your point, they're going to need one more all-star caliber player to me to catapult themselves into contention status in the Western Conference. But we saw it this year, Jacoby, with COVID, with injuries. We're going back to an 82-game schedule. There are crazy things that happen during the regular season because the Lakers, as an older bunch, they're not going to have a 1, maybe even a 2 seed. So that's going to leave room for teams like the Jazz and for the Denver Nuggets and all of those teams who are a lot younger that's going to play the marathon game. So it's going to be interesting to see how it works out for the Mavs. But as long as you can get Luka signed, you do that immediately by all means.
I'm lazy. I wouldn't fly to Slovenia to give someone $200 million. You can fly to me to get your $200
yes, you
million.
Would. Yes, you would.
You can fly to me to get your $200 million. Jalen, we love young, exciting players in the NBA like Luka Doncic, but we especially love it when they're named Jalen, and Jalen Green looked good in his debut in Summer League for the Rockets. What are your expectations for this young man?
The thing I like about him the most as a guy that's gonna be able to score in the league off the dribble, off the catch, and transition and half court, I like his fearlessness. And you know what else I like, Jacoby? He stays on balance. Like so many times a young player is out of control literally because they're off balance. Look at that right there. That level of poise and balance. You see how they cut off the first move and then he just turned around and just made the jump shot with ease, the catch and shoot three. Look at his finish off the wrong foot at the hoop. He has all of the skills already. He's going to be a fantastic weapon for the Houston Rockets.
He is. And Jalen, coming up, we have a very interesting move from a freshly minted gold medal winner. Bam Adebayo doesn't just bring his medal to the game, he displays it. We'll discuss Soft Mover Boss Move right after this.
Sure are, and you're putting in work. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for being with us. Hope you all had a fabulous weekend. That is Max Kellerman. I'm Molly Karam Rose. Stephen A. Smith joining us from the West Coast. Where is he? We'll wait for there he is. What's going on? How are we doing?
How y'all doing? How's everything?
All is well, all is well.
Good morning.
Gentlemen, pretty busy weekend in sports considering it's August, so let's go. Kevin Durant put up his third MVP performance in his third gold medal game. KD has now scored more Olympic points, listen to this, than any American man in basketball history. He was again the show in an 87-82 win against France. And oh, I can't forget to mention Durant is set to sign a 4-year, $198 million contract extension with the Nets. Not a bad weekend for him. He's one of only 2 players to win at least 4 scoring titles and multiple finals MVPs. The other is Michael Jordan. Stephen A. Smith, tell me this. Is Kevin Durant the player under the most pressure?
Well, I don't think we can deny that. Me personally, he's one of them. But I would tell you, no, it's Russell Westbrook. Let me say this. I want to state for the record that Kevin Durant has absolutely no love for me whatsoever. None. I'm convinced of it. Even though I'm cool with the brother, I'm convinced of it. Because I was just on First Take. What was it, Friday, Max? And I was talking about my dreams. I was talking about how I was in La La, and I get to fantasize. I get to dream. I get to do all of these things. I'm out here. I'm getting ready to tape some episodes for Blackish, okay? Because I'm going to appear on Blackish, all right?
Stephen, don't just slide that in. Step in your game up even more. Okay, Thespian, go on with your bad
self. As Brick or as Stephen A. Smith? Hold on, which alias?
Goodness.
No, it's no alias. I'm going to be Stephen A. I'm going to be Stephen A. from Blackish. My brother Anthony Anderson and Tracy Ellis Ross and the crew, the great Lawrence Fishburne, and everybody else. I mean, what a fabulous show. So I'm looking forward to appearing on them someday in the near future. But I'm taping some episodes today. Here's the bottom line. What I'm saying is I came on here Friday, and I said to Max Kellerman, I'm allowed to dream. I'm allowed to fantasize. I'm allowed to do those things. And I'm fantasizing about Kevin Durant. Keep your eye. Will he sign that extension? Because if he doesn't, you understand? And 2 hours later from Tokyo, he agrees. He agrees that he's going to stay in Brooklyn. I mean, there's just no love for me whatsoever.
He's a Knicks fan. Everything you say about Cowboys is nauseating.
I didn't report it as news.
We'll get into that.
I didn't report it as news. I was just talking about what I was fantasizing about, what I was watching, and damn, you could have let it last through the weekend. He needed that 2 hours later. I mean, damn. But I would tell you this. I would tell you this in all seriousness. I say this, and I've said this before. No matter what level of pressure Kevin Durant is under, he's a 2-time NBA champion. He's now a 3-time gold medalist. He's all of those things. When you think about Russell Westbrook, it really comes. He's so great, but he's been out of the first round in 4 of the last 5 years. And when you look at it from that perspective, to now be playing with LeBron, which brings its own level of pressure, and AD, Anthony Davis, if you're Russell Westbrook and you go to LA and y'all can't find a way to close the deal, a lot of people's going to look at that. Now, you can sit up there and say, well, they'll look at LeBron, but I will remind you LeBron's a 4-time champion. LeBron's a 4-time champion. He's been to 10 NBA finals. So if the Lakers don't advance to the finals, it's not like you're looking at LeBron James, who, by the way, is 36 years of age. You know, Russell's 32. He's gonna pick up the pace because the Lakers were a slow team. They damn sure ain't gonna be slow with him on the court. We know how electrifying he is as a player. He's absolutely unstoppable. He's a walking triple-double. The question is going to be, are you going to be that piece that can take the Lakers over the hump in a Western Conference that's got at least 6 potential title contenders? To me, it's Russell Westbrook more so than KD.
Now, Stephen A., when we have these debates, we are assuming health, right? Like, we're assuming these teams are healthy.
We're assuming health.
If you assume health, there's no one under more pressure. Let me rephrase that. The guy under the most pressure is Kevin Durant, even though he has multiple NBA championships and multiple NBA Finals MVPs. And the reason is this. And KD, I want the lower third you have for LeBron, Stephen A. You might need it for KD too. But he is the most talented player ever at his height, ever in the history of basketball. He's obviously a diligent worker. He would never get to this height.
Astute businessman. Astute businessman. Let's not forget 35 inches.
He is extremely. When you hear KD talk, I've interacted with him very little, but here and there, when you hear him talk, he's obviously highly intelligent. You see the way he's handled career, highly intelligent. And he is an authentic person. He comes across as a real guy.